no longer halt your progress. They no longer have a strangle over your day or your life. You simply choose the best way to move forward and move on.
Most people don't start their days like this. Most people aren't happy. Don't be most people. Be the minority. The minority who start their day with positive expectations. Look at yourself in the mirror and repeat to yourself, today is going to be a great day. No matter what happens, today I will see the good. No matter what happens, I will do the right thing. No matter what happens, I will give my all today. Today I will give my best, so tomorrow will be better.
We all have the same amount of time, but some people make the most of it, and some people drudge through it. Make the most of yours.
Yes, ma'am.
Live with a smile on your face. Believe you are deserving of a great life.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
get out there and create one.
If you change your thinking, you can change your life. So how do you change your thinking? Well, how do you change your body? You change the body by changing what you feed your body. You change your body by changing how you work your body. The same is true for your thinking.
Yes.
Change what you feed your thoughts. Feed it with positive affirmations and beliefs. Feed it with new knowledge on self-development. If you learn how to change, you will change.
You will change.
Work out your mind with books, with audio. Books and audio that expand your existing mindset into something greater. Grow yourself by learning more. Grow yourself by doing the things successful people do.
No matter what this day brings, a challenge, a miracle, an unexpected blessing, whatever it is, I am grateful for it.
Affirm to yourself
all.
every day. Today will be a great day. Something magical will happen today. Something truly amazing will happen today.
Don't be afraid of missing out. Be afraid of being in the exact same place as you are now. 1 year from today. 5 years from today.
Yes.
10 years from today.
Yes.
Struggling to pay the bills. Struggling for energy. Struggling to find that passion in your life.
Visualize what you are going to do today to get more out
Yes,
of
sir.
your life.
Let me turn that
Do
up
it
a
every day.
rotation.
And every day, you will love the life you have created for yourself.
That's right. All right, y'all. We ain't gonna stay on the motivation all day. I hope that. Hey, what's good, Stacy? Good to have you in here. I hope that you got what you needed out of that for the moment and for the time being. Let me see. Got the slime time. Hey, that's what's up. All right. So I hope y'all got that motivation like I got that motivation. So here on Expansion Pack, I've been thinking, and as I've been thinking, I've been restructuring things in my own way, in the way that I like to do it. So in order to do that, I had to build up some sort of prototype or some sort of working schedule or working wisdom, however you want to call it. And so what you witnessed here is Mindful Mondays, Tech Tuesdays, Find Your Way Wednesday, which is tomorrow, Healthy Mental Thursday, and Fun Friday. Those are the lineup. Tech Tuesday, however, that's my day. Like, you know how you hear me, that's my guy. That's my day. And the reason I'm saying that is because I dabbled in the playing with like a music side of using Tuesday as a music something. And I couldn't really fill it out, but having it as Tech Tuesday, that's my day. So now that I've said that, that's what we talking today. We talking all technology. Let me give a little bit of a crash course for those who don't or haven't been aware of things as of late. So back when I was younger, there was the Nintendo, And well, they had the regular Nintendo, they had Super Nintendo, and so on and so forth. And then me and my mom was actually talking about this. Then there was the television. I'm using the Nintendo specifically, but there was Nintendo, then there was the television. So between those two, you may have had the adults in the adult world watching a lot of television. And they may not be playing a lot of video games like the Super Nintendo. So, hey, that's just a thing that goes on the TV. But the TV has my movies, my TV shows, the music videos, all of those things. You know what I'm saying? So then you flip to the kids. The kids have all that same stuff that the adult has, but then we got the video game world as well. So you can plug up your video games and pretty much had a video game for every single category, just like they got a TV show for every single category. Now you fast forward to the future, and you have adults who are just now being introduced to the video game world, whereas the kids of those adults who never really were introduced to the video game world, they may have seen it like Pac-Man, old Pac-Man, and the people who did get into that, they ended up following the tradition or following it all the way up. But the ones who didn't, they're getting introduced to these video games that they didn't, and they built into the TVs now and all of this stuff. And so what I'm going to do is I want to give a crash course to those adults today who are not as technology aware or tech savvy, as we would like to say, as they would like to be. So that's what today's episode, and we're gonna stretch this thing out into next week as well. I give a 2-week class on technology for those adults who grew up with the kids who were playing the video games. We hooking up VCRs, DVDs. I need 3 TVs in the back with the funny story. One time when Xbox first came out, I used to love playing the Xbox, and the Xbox was big as hell. It was really big at that time. They wasn't the size that they are now or as lightweight as they are now. And I literally took a TV, like in the car, like we had a TV. I took a TV, the Xbox, all the power stuff, all of that stuff on the little road trip to go to the basketball game, and hooked it up, and we were playing Fortnite at the picnic table. That's how much I was doing as a kid, just to get my game, and to be able to be in my own world, in my own zone. So now you can see that how many years I've been doing this. So I want to give a couple classes on what's going on right now when we see these things happening, and give some fun things that you can do that maybe you wanted to do but didn't have the capability to do back in the day. All right, so now with that being said, we're gonna jump to the very first thing. Now, have you ever wanted to play that old video game or see that old let's just say you ever wanted to play that old game that you just don't know how to find? You like, man, how do I find this game? I don't know how to get it back. I don't want to go to the store. It's probably going to cost me $300,000. Why my thing look so? It is definitely not 4K. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, that is definitely not. Whoa, y'all been dealing with that the whole time? That'll make my head hurt. All right, there we go. Now, I just don't know where to find it. Like, I don't want to go on eBay. So I'm going to tell you the quickest way for you to find some of your old games that you used to want to play or that you want to play again. Now, you can obviously go to the App Store. Cool. That's cool. But what they're going to give you is the same thing that I'm going to give you. But let's say you can't find that game you're looking for. There's always a way. All right. What you need is an emulator. Now, these are powerful machines. When I was coming up and I was growing up, I used to play the game. And I had a limited library of games until I was introduced to the emulator. And this was in my teenage years, my preteen teenage years. To whereas not only am I playing one game, but I'm able to play any game I want. Now, mind you, this is a kid's playground. Like, oh man, this is lovely. But imagine this capability is in your hands right now. And I promise you, you probably got to check in on your treasure boxes. Make sure you collect your daily coins for the day. You got to do all of that stuff. And so I'm going to give you the behind the scenes of all of that. So let's just look at some simple ones. Oh, look, top 6 emulators. And you probably, I don't know who all is watching right now, but you might recognize some of these games at some point. So let's see what they got.
Emulation has become a big part of the gaming and tech landscape, allowing users to experience a wide variety of classic games and software on modern hardware. Emulators mimic the behavior of older consoles, operating systems, and hardware, enabling users to enjoy retro gaming, test applications, or run programs that are no longer available. Over the years, the selection of emulators has only gotten better, offering increased compatibility, higher performance, and more features. So what emulators do I recommend you have installed? Well, let's talk about it, because there's only 6 you need to really have installed. So I want to start off with the big one, that being RetroArch.
We're going to look at 2 of these.
This is not a standalone emulator. It's a cross-platform interface that hosts multiple emulators as plugins called cores. RetroArch is built on libretro framework, which allows it to use cores for different consoles, making it an all-in-one platform that can emulate a variety of systems without the need for multiple emulators. It supports a wide range of systems.
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. This might have just been for me. You know how somebody give you a gift on Christmas or on your birthday, and you be looking at it and you be like, that ain't for me. This ain't for me. Where you get this for? Oh, yeah. You don't like it? All right. Just get it here. Yeah, this video is like that for me. Yeah, this might have been for me.
Including Nintendo, PlayStation, Sega, and arcade. Anything you can think of that's retro, you best believe there's a core for it.
Oh, well, we gonna watch one. RetroArch. That's the one I'm gonna go look into. We gonna watch one of those videos. Now, let us see. Now, let's say, now we gotta upgrade this example, right? Because that's just base level. That's for me. That gift was for me, apparently. That's why I hopped off it like that. All right, now, check it. This next one is for everybody else. Now, back in the day, we had a thing called, that was very, I feel, if I look back at it now, it was very, 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 very much illegal. Very much illegal. You should never steal people's hard creative works. If I make a song right now and you playing in your car 1,000 times and you never paid me for it, it's cool. I'm going to say that again. You should never steal people's hard creative works. Like if they created that, and you should get in what they asking for. All right? But if you are bumping my music right now in your car and you never paid me for it, or watching one of my Twitch videos and never subbed, it's cool. I don't care. Because of one thing. The information, we're in a time where the information needs to be distributed. It needs to be given out. Now, don't let me get too far away from my point. My point is this. Back in the day, we used to watch pirated movies all day long. You'll go get the little streaming service that had all the movies. Movies that just came out. You don't know how they getting in there. But you had them. let's see if there's a legit way to do that same thing that might keep us from spending hundreds of dollars on our streaming services. And what I mean is, maybe there's one streaming service that does cover it all. Maybe we just missing something that we're not connecting the dots. Maybe it's actually one platform that you can access all streaming services from that you've been paying your money from. I don't know right now, but that first one with the emulators was for me. But the terminology sticks. An emulator for the streaming services, like, is there one where I can click on and then it pulls up the ESPNU, the Hulu, the Bluetooth, if I got a Bluetooth, you know? All right, so well, let's just not try to be hard on what we searching for. One streaming service that has everything. Excuse me, I need my glasses. I can't see. All right, so let's see. Provider IPTV voted #1 IPTV. Okay, wow, great price, good deal, new streaming TV options that will actually save you money. I don't want to listen to him. Top streaming service ranked. Okay, Fox One streaming service launch. Roku. Okay. Now I'm not clicking. I reassure I believe and I love my community. So I'm not taking y'all down no arbitrary hole right now. This my day. Tuesday, Tech Tuesday, my day. So I'm gonna lead you into the goodness. And I don't see no goodness here. So what I'm gonna teach you is gonna be way more valuable than a streaming service. And now I got the idea. The idea is gonna be given. You just listen up, all right? So now, you're sitting at home, right? And you like, dang, they don't got the movie I want to see on the streaming services, and I'm tired of browsing this all day. I'm tired of logging in with my username when they kick me out. I'm tired of having when the movie go down, the internet go down, I can't even get in there. I'm just tired. I'm going to teach you how to take it back now. Take it back now, y'all. So, imagine this right now as a work project, a work order, right? And for this work order, you need said supplies. I think this is a great time for us to take Expansion Pack to the table. Hold on, y'all. Give me one brief second. We're going to go to the table for Expansion Pack. Y'all going to love this one. This is brand new. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Here you go. Now look, this is what we gonna do. I'm gonna teach y'all how to create your own streaming service. Today on Expansion Pack, we are gonna learn how to create our own streaming service. Now, if I can get this attached to me just right, we are gonna learn that together. Now let me get myself a dry erase marker. Y'all bear with me because it's the first time I'm doing this, but I do this all the time when I'm logging my Sim City, so I'm pretty good at it. We probably could use a little wipe to try to wipe our board right here, but y'all gonna be able to follow me, okay? Now today on Expansion Pack Tech Tuesday, I'm going to teach y'all how to create your own in-home streaming service equipped with any DVD that you can acquire. Okay? Now, you will need some simple tools that you can find either on the internet or you can have laying around your house, but you will only need to purchase or get these tools one time. All right? Now, your first tool that you're gonna need is tools flash drive, whatever size you're gonna need, and or hard drive. You can purchase either 32 gig, for example. You can get 2 terabyte. The bigger the better. All right. Those are the first two things. Those are the first two things that you're gonna need. Now we're gonna start as low grade as we can here, folks. As low grade as we can. Hey, what's good, Yubi? Yubi the Great in the building. All right, now we're gonna start as low grade as we can here, people. We ain't gonna go high grade. You're gonna break out not your DVDs. You're gonna break out your VHS tapes and your VCR. Now, the reason you're gonna do this is I'm gonna take you back. For those who have been watching TV, like I said, for over 20 years, for those who've been watching TV, you can remember a time where stuff didn't play back. Ain't no playback. You're not rewinding anything on live TV. And so you had your VCR. You take your VCR, you record what you want because you was at work. You put the tape away, you make sure nobody record over it, and you tell somebody to stop it or whatever, and then you move on. You come back, you watch it at a later date, you laugh, you rewind it several times, and then eventually that box of tapes got sold in a yard sale or somebody else got the tapes. Either way, pull out your VHS tapes. All right, that's going to be on our assets list. Assets / resources. Maybe we'll use the word resources next time. Because we building a project here, y'all. Your assets are going to be your VHS tapes. Now, we're going to keep it at VHS tapes. We ain't even asking what's on them tapes. But what we doing is we building our own streaming service. And what I should have put at the top of this is how to make your own streaming service. This is such a break from how we usually run Expansion Pack. Am I right? All right. Your own streaming service. Now, hey, what's good, Zanita67? Good to have you in here. Let me see something real quick. Hey, look at that link drop in there. Make sure y'all click that link, that AIIS link in there that just got dropped in the chat by Yubi the Great. Now, you got your VHS tapes and you got your flash drive. Now what you need is what I'm about to show you on the screen here. And pay attention. The reason you want to do this, like I said before, is because when you sitting at home and you looking for something to watch, these things can already be built in. This is already built into your TV. All you need to do is complete this minor bit of leg work to get the data moved around. And now every time you sit down at the TV, you just scanning through your catalog of movies to watch. Let's say the internet is not there. You just scanning through your catalog of movies to watch. That's already in your database of movies. You can do so many more things with this database of movies. That's why I call it your own personal streaming service. So you've already paid for these movies. You've already paid for these movies. I repeat again. You don't have access to them without the device. The device or the middleman has become the TV / streaming service. So instead of going and digging out that old DVD that you know you got in the box, you just go stream it. Now you can have that same DVD in the box and you can have it on your TV without paying a monthly subscription. Yeah, I hope y'all following along. Now, make sure y'all clicking these AIIS links that's in the chat, and make sure that you're signing up. Now, I don't have my exact script in front of me right now to run it on y'all, but make sure you at least clicking it, you checking it, and seeing what it's about. Definitely is interesting and got some money for you to put in your pockets. Did I sign in? I'm going to sign in live. Let me go ahead and sign in to mine for today. Hold up. There we go. Thank y'all for jumping in and watching today, y'all. And there it goes. Give me my money. Yay. Alright. So, the next tool that you're going to need is, of course, you're going to need your VCR. Now, as we go up in technology, the reason I'm starting at the lowest form is because when we go up in technology, this same process is the same process. If you was doing it DVD, if you was doing it DVD, cool. If you already have movies on your computer that you've downloaded on your computer or bought when they were selling, the digital versions of movies, or they gave out DVDs and you can get the digital version and da 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 da. If you already got that in a catalog of that, this is you probably already know, but this is such an easy transfer that is not even funny. You can take an old computer, sit it somewhere in the house, and have all of the data itself in it. All of the TVs or the computers, they just pull from that server. All right, so you got your VCR. Now, what you need also, you can either use a capture card, or you can get this. Well, you can't use the capture card. That's too far advanced. VCR tape capture. VCR. I ain't even spell tape right. I'm just turning sideways. Capture. There we go. Now this right here is saying 168. Boom. But this right here is $12. Oh, it is the capture card. Okay, yeah. So all you need is this simple $12 device right here. And you, my friend and lady, have yourself unlimited amounts of tapes, movies, anything you want to watch that you already own. You've already collected it. You already own it. You only want to watch it when you want to watch it at the time you want to watch it. And the reason you're paying for it is because it's giving you more access. Well, this is how you can funnel down what you need, what you actually need to be able to enjoy or to be entertained. Because what I mean is, if you don't need ESPN Plus, but you want Disney and you need Disney, then the ESPN Plus is a plus. You see what I'm saying? If you want ESPN and don't need Disney, you can just have ESPN. You could go to ESPN when you need it. But anytime you want to watch your Disney stuff, now granted, this does not give you access to new shows, but it's great for people who have children. If you have children, you're going to want to build this database. All right, so now you get your VCR, or what we're going to call it, you got a VCR. You need a VCR, obviously. VCR to play your tapes. And then you also need your capture card. Now this capture card, as you can see on the screen, let me close my box now. Y'all can go back to see me writing. Now, excuse my board. Now this capture card that you're going to use, the one that's on the screen, this is all you need right here. You use this capture card and you plug it into your computer. You hook up your VCR to this capture card and you play your tape. Maybe I should. Oh, we already got tapes over there. And you play your tapes. When you play your tape, you let it run. The whole time you letting it run, this is the next part of the process. Now, there are programs that are built into your computer already. There is countless numbers of them that you can go download, but there are programs that's already built into your computer. Let me get this off the screen. Now, you come over here. If you're using a Mac, it's as simple as what I'm about to show you. But if you're using a Windows computer, it's gonna be a little bit more strenuous, only because you're gonna have to use a different program, but the concept is gonna be exactly the same. Now, if I go over here, open up all of my apps. Let me get this big screen. If I go over here, I open up all of my apps, come down to other, and I open up QuickTime Player. What it's going to give me is the program. Now, inside of this program, you can do certain things like new movie recording, new audio recording, new screen recording. The one that you're going to need is either movie recording. Nope. Yep. There I go. Look at me. There I go. There I go. There I go. There I go. All right. So you see me on this screen. Now, what you're going to need to do is you come over here. Boom, boom, boom. You switch your device. Now, I got a couple devices on there. Don't really need those. But what you're going to see is you're going to see your capture card right there on there. Boom. Capture card. Then all you need to do is hit bing, start to record. You play your VCR tape. You pop it in, you play your VCR tape, and let it run until it's completed. Now, once it's completed, you're going to come out with a nice data file. You take that data file, you put it onto your flash drive. Now, these things can get huge. Like, they can actually be huge files. I'm not going to tell you that the compression rate is 1.2 to the 7, and it's going to come out to be. That's why you're going to need the bigger, the better. For your flash drive or your hard drive. The bigger, the better. But here's where it's going to get good. It's going to get real good for you. If you can't create a VHS, the only way to create these VHS files is to do it the way that I told you. There's no way for you to pop in a VHS and get a file out of it. Now, DVDs is going to be a little bit different. We can probably boil it down a little bit differently. We'll do it next week or something. But with the VHS tape, you're going to have to do it old school. You're going to have to put it in, run your capture card, run your screen or your movie recording as you're doing it, and let it play. It's going to have to play that way. Maybe you can do it as someone is watching it, and it'll be cool. You could just capture the whole thing. But once you have that file, the next step, then once you got your tools, you got your assets, the first step is recording or movie recording using QuickTime or program. Movie recording capture card. All right. Now, I don't know if you can read that, but it's all right. So, that's the first step. The second step is going to be for you to catalog that file. Now, let me go back into QuickTime. Now, this is QuickTime right here. You come back into QuickTime, and this is what I'm using because I'm on the Mac computer. You come back into QuickTime. You go back to your movie recording. You do what you do. Bloom, bling. Hey, look. Hey. You know what I'm saying? And you stop that. Now, this is going to come out as a file. Hey, look. Hey. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, once you have this file, you're going to save this file. This is where it gets fun. Now, let's see how much that little quick couple seconds was in data. Now, we're going to save it on the desktop. You're going to create a folder. You come over here, you name that folder. All right, whatever the name of the movie is. Disney's A Lion King. This is not what the actual name of the movie is, but you name it that name of the movie, and you save your file. Disney's A Lion King. Now, remember, we doing this. You can put all type of tags. You can do whatever. Now, remember, we're doing this. Let me let you see me. We doing this because there's no platform you can go to right now and get every single movie you want to see. So what we're doing is we're creating a catalog of the things that you have. Now, my old heads out there, that's what we doing it for. Y'all like, yo, I'm about to break out every DVD this weekend. You feel what I'm saying? I'm breaking out everything. So you said $12. You should be writing this down. On this little clipboard right here is gold. You should be, on this little dry erase board is gold. You should be writing this down. You should be taking mental notes because you have the collection. You have the collection. I guarantee you get with other people who have a collection and you got the collection. You can save yourself $7.99 a month on some streaming service because it's only certain stuff you want to see. And any movie that you want to see that you've already seen, you could have it already. Plus, if they keep making DVDs, you can get the new movies, and it'll give you an interest in buying new movies because you no longer need them to go to the streaming platform. You're no longer worried about the internet. You just add them to your existing database, and you keep them forever as long as you protect your database of movies that you captured using your capture card. Hold on, where's my pen at? Where's that? Using your capture card, your hard drive, and your flash drive. Now, the first step, like I said, is movie recording. Now we're on the second step, which would be, hold on, I want to use a black. Told y'all this my field right here. This is what I love. I love the tech now. All right, what would you say? So, hold on, I gotta read that comment. So, can I do this with my home videos? Yes, you can especially do it with your home videos. And so I'm gonna get into, before we go today, I'm gonna get into the legal side of this. We coming up on 15 minutes left, but I'm going all the way through. Sorry if I'm talking fast. This is exactly what you do with all of your home movies because you want to keep those. You want to keep those and you want it to transition with the times. You don't want to be stuck trying to play your VHS tape on a VCR that you can't buy anywhere. The technology is in a scrap pile somewhere in a landfill and it ain't coming back. And so sometimes you can only find the VCR at a novelty place. And if you can only find it at a novelty place, then it's hard for you to get your VHS tapes to play. You can't even you're looking at this VHS tape over here saying, man, I know it's on it. I wrote it on there. I cataloged all the way up until this point in technology and this point in time, which is the VCR. Now what you want to do is you want to take that catalog and you want to upgrade it to the time of a flash drive and a hard drive, and then you're gonna upgrade it ultimately to your own server and cloud storage. So everything that's going on right now is not out of your way. It will be, or out of your grasp of technology. It will be in a short time, like the snap of a finger. It will be if you are not at the level that I am currently at. And that's why I said, as an adult, you may have had to go to work. You may have had to put food on the table, change clothes, make sure people cleaning their butt, And so you didn't get this information. I got it. I got it right here on the Game Changer dry erase board. All right, here we go. So now step 2 is going to be your cataloging. You are going to catalog. And this is where, like I said, you go and you could either you could either, and I don't have it on here because I don't have enough space to put it on there. You could either use your flash drive, you could use your hard drive, or you could use an old computer. If you got that old computer that's just sitting around, you can dust it off and you can have your VCR hooked up by it. You can have your capture card plugged up by it. You can have your flash drive or hard drive already hooked up, ready to go. And you could have a VCR just running tapes all day until they're finished being captured by your software over here. And that's where we're going to go into our next step. Now we got Disney's A Lion King folder. We're going to save our Disney's A Lion King file. And we're going to go back to that same folder. Let me make it big screen for you so you can see. You're going to come back to that same folder, Disney's A Lion King, and you're going to be able to see Disney's A Lion King anytime that you want on that computer. It's already done. It's been captured by the capture card. It's been cataloged by you, and now it's ready to watch. It's not Disney's A Lion King, but it will be. So now you have your movie that you already own. You already own it. Let's just go ahead and put that into perspective. Hey, I'm saying it again. You already own it. You bought it years ago. You bought it when it first came out. You paid that high price for it. And so now you have it sitting here on your computer. You have a physical copy in your hand, and it's ready to go into your streaming service. Your at-home streaming service, whatever you named it, generic name. All right. Now, let's see how big this file is. That was about, let's see how long it is. I just like watching me dance, apparently. All right. How many seconds was that? I still didn't even look at how many seconds it was. It's 4 seconds long. Now, 4 seconds scales up to be, that's a big file right there. 5 megabytes. All right. Now, we're not going to speak data today. We will not speak data today. You go and you take one VHS tape, which is probably from credits to credits, is probably about an hour and 36 to 24 minutes. All right. You go and take that one VHS tape and you see how big that one VHS tape is from a movie recording. Now, what you can do is we have technology now to compress. We can compress to make these 32 gigabyte files, these 64 gigabyte files a lot smaller, because you're going to get into territory that's going to be kind of big. We can compress, and we can also replay after we compress. No big deal, but we are not going to talk about it today. We're just going to talk about the steps that I got for you today. Now, you come back and you've cataloged your movie. The last step is going to be creating playback. Now, how do you create playback on your TV in the living room? It's simple, people. All you do is you take that USB flash drive. Let me slide it over. You take that USB flash drive or hard drive, and you take it over to, hold on, I guess you need a TV. You can use, I'm going to put, for our example today, I'm going to use a smart TV. Let me write tools up here. Tools and smart TV. Because I don't want to get into the technicalities of not having a smart TV. In a smart TV, all that means is a TV with USB plug-ins. That's it. Now, like I said, I'm not going to get into the technical of how you can make a TV a smart TV. But hey, you need a smart TV. All right. Now, you're going to take that smart TV with that flash drive that you just made, filled with all your movies that you just, well, with Disney's A Lion King. With your copy of Disney's A Lion King. You're going to take that and you're going to plug it into your smart TV. This is where you get to testing. Every smart TV that has USB plugins, I don't care, big or small, has a menu to play either video or pictures. Your preference is going to be the one that can play videos. Once you plug it in, that is your playback. Now, step 3, plug and play. Now, I want to see, I don't teach this so that, oh yeah, we can keep this on the secret tip. I want to see y'all plugging and playing. I want to see y'all doing this. I want to see every house or more videos of creators telling people to catalog their DVDs and their VHS tapes, because it's going to save the streaming services in the cloud out there so much hassle of trying to put all your old shows out there. They ain't gonna put every old show out there and every old movie. You need to have it at home on your TV. Now, you could feel. Let me give you some ideas. Let me bring this home for you, because we coming up on our last 9 minutes. Now, you could take all of those flash drives that you got, those movies that you cataloged in, with the DVDs that was in the box or the VHS that was in the box. You could take all those flash drives and you can put them on a big keychain, and you could have movies A through Z. You could have movies A through F, and then movies F through. You could have the hard drive that's an infinite size that can hold however many videos or movies. You can have them on a shelf. You can build a little rack, or you can have one of those little opening cabinets. I got one right now. You can have an opening, like a little cabinet, and you can have movies again, movies A through F, movies F through whatever, and so on and so forth. And when you want to put one in, you can have your USB extension hanging from. I have USB extension examples that I could show you. It's just the actual USB cord. And what it is it's a double-sided. You have the male and the female end. You have one end that's the female that would take your USB. You would leave that part hanging out, and then you take the male end, you would insert it into the TV that you're watching on, and you could just leave that out. And you can have it even layered on the wall next to your rack of hard drives that contain movies A through F. And when someone wants to find a movie A through F, they're going to pull out hard drive, said whatever. You pull it out, you plug it into the dongle that's hanging right there, boom. And then you go to your USB section on your smart TV, and you browse through the movies that's there. Conclusion: in-home streaming service. Now, we're not going to go into how far this thing can go. You could take this thing far, but I hope that you are encouraged. I've encouraged you to actually go and break out those old DVDs. Go and buy more DVDs. Go and collect those old things that you've been neglecting and actually bring them into the new age, people. Bring them up. We cannot resist for too long. If you can't beat them, join them. So, in conclusion, you can build your own at-home streaming service. At home. Oh, I already wrote it on the side. Never mind. How to build. Hold on. How to build. I'll get better at it. How to build your own streaming service. What you need first is a smart TV, flash drive and hard drive, VCR, and capture card. Then you need, we should take this and change this to resources. I think y'all smart enough out there to get the gist of this, but I'm just running it back just for people who missed today's episode. Resources. VHS tapes. This could be anything, etc. You could have your old videos of you playing the game. VHS tapes, etc. Or DVDs. Then, step number 1 is movie recording. You're going to use your capture card to record all of your VHS tapes. And they're going to be captured by the capture card. The second step, once they're captured by the capture card, is going to be cataloging. You're going to name them Disney's The Lion King. Step number 3, plug and play. You're going to create you The same way you had those big old DVD shelves with all of you go in there, you open that little glass. Don't drop it because the glass going to break, or don't slam it too hard because the little sticky thing ain't going to close all the way. When you add your little CDs and DVDs in there, or your VHS tapes, you're going to make one of those with hard drives or flash drives. And they're going to be plugged into your smart TV. And that's how to build your own streaming service. On Expansion Pack today, I'm glad that anybody who stuck around for this today, you just witnessed the first real episode of Tech Tuesdays. Not none of that nonsense. This is the real episode of Tech Tuesdays. I have a bunch of this knowledge that we all need to be spread and circulated amongst us, so that when we are going forward into the future, we know exactly what technology that we are capable of using and the ones that we need to go and learn. I can be that bridge between the two. It's so much that I love to learn about technology that I can bring back to my people that don't love to learn it, but just need to know how. So, with that being said, this has been another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man, on Tech Tuesday. I hope y'all got something out of that. This is a very, very, hey, I see you out there, Zanita67. This has been a very, very informative and educational how to build a streaming service Tech Tuesdays day. If you enjoyed this episode, let me get you to spam some of them, if you got hands free, spam some of them Expansion Pack emojis into the chat right there. Let me know that you're feeling it and you're really enjoying it. I am feeling it myself, so I'm going to do it myself personally just to show y'all what it looked like. There you go. Get them emojis in there. This was very informative. So I'm going to go ahead and get off y'all head for the day. This has been another episode of Expansion Pack, and this is DGTA TV. Thank y'all for chilling with me, yo. Run this back if you need to know how to do any of this, all right? Peace. See y'all tomorrow. I'll get y'all some background music here, too. There you go. Peace.